Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Lost. This is the 6th episode of the 2nd season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. Now, sorry about the lighting in the background. We've actually had a technical malfunction and it just broke. It's literally just broke, so I'm ordering some new ones. Hopefully they come, we can change up the colours and, you know, give the channel maybe some different vibes for each episode. It'd be interesting obviously to see what comes with those. But yeah, today standard lighting. Let's hope the episode is not standard and let's hope it's good, because last episode we actually did kind of get the introduction of the others in this season. Yes, we did see them last season at the very end when they took Walt, and last episode it was all about Michael trying to find him again. He's ventured off into obviously the jungle after, you know, having a conversation with some of the other survivors, saying that we don't go in that direction, that's because the others are over there. And he's like, well, that's where I want to go. They took my boy and I'm not leaving until I've got him. And he's ran off. Now the interesting thing is Jim wanted to go with him as well. Sawyer was like, every man for himself, you know what I mean? If you've not noticed, they've got all the resources, they know the island, they took Walt, and he's probably not going to get him back, so I'm just going to stay here. But Mr. Echo, yes, one of the new guys being introduced, decided to go with Jim. I actually like him so far. And yo, the interesting stuff that we've seen is he was scared of them as well. We've seen a dead body that was left in the, you know, like in the trees from them, just killed them and left them there, didn't even take them, didn't bury them, just left them to rot. Then Jin and him have hid and closed their mouths and lay behind some bushes, and then we just seen them, there's like 12 of them just walk past, tippy-toeing, didn't have no shoes, silent and deadly. And we didn't see any of the faces. The only ones that we're seeing are the ones that actually come and take them, Walt. But I'm liking the fact that now we're seeing them in the 2nd season. Also, we had a backstory about Jin and Son and how they actually end up meeting each other. She lost the wedding ring all episode. She was panicking. She was trying to find it. She ended up successfully finding it right at the very end. It was where she buried the, you know, the messages in the bottle, basically. She put it in. It would have slipped off. She's found it, and she ended up sitting on the banking, looking into the sea, laughing, you know, like reminiscing. And obviously their backstory was good as well. And to be honest, I really do like them too. The more and more the shows progress, the more I'm entertained by them, and I wish we had more of their story. But that's where we currently are. Hope you guys are excited for today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump in to the 6th episode of the 2nd season of Lost.
You thirsty, dog?
Yeah, you're always thirsty, aren't you?
Gather your things.
Where are we going?
What do you think?
Does it have an inside?
It's pretty good, that, actually.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
You need to carry that all the time.
I only carry it because I have someone to protect.
Let him rest a little while longer.
Yeah, but what if they come?
She's lost.
If your friend didn't run off, Echo would still be here now, wouldn't he?
Only cares about himself and this kid. Neither's got squat to do with me.
Glad you feel that way.
그럴 수 있겠어?
What has he just said?
많이 다친 것 같은데.
My arm's about to fall off.
I saw that.
How many were there?
Did you see the kids?
Libby. We're moving out.
Did you see the kids? So I reckon some of theirs have been taken.
So does all this. I mean, they were serious now.
Well, definitely not. Where are you going?
Some water.
Let me.
That was quick.
That was crazy. I did not expect that.
There's nothing!
I saw Walt.
Then where is he?
What's going on?
Nothing. It's just a dream.
What's wrong?
Shannon had a nightmare. Why is he up?
I heard screams. I got worried. Why, would you rather I had left him over there alone?
He's gonna need feeding now. He's gonna be up all night and fussy all day.
She's going to start getting jealous that it's not his kid. Or he's spending too much time with it. I can feel it.
It's okay.
Echoes, mate, you're getting a Shannon episode. You'd love to see it.
Stand up good. And finish. Very nice, ladies. All right. Thank you for a great class today, ladies. Hello.
Shannon, your father's been in an accident.
Talk down here.
Oh, there's Jack just walking past casually.
I'm afraid we were unable to resuscitate him. I'm so sorry.
May I see him?
Mad that someone's life can change just like that, a click of a finger.
Stepdaughter.
Yo, just listening to that a little bit there, that sounds like... Is her name Sarah? I always call her Claire just because of Modern Family, but she killed Shannon's dad. Mad, mate. It literally sounds like Jack's wife killed Shannon's dad. What are the odds on that? Small world. I mean, usually you say small world when you see somebody when you go on vacation and you're like, mate, what are you doing here in Spain? Literally. Like, that's a small world. But again, it fits in that type of context. Like, who would have thought that her dad would have died in a car crash and it would have been Jack's wife was the one that's done it? That's madness. And again, do you know, can you blame Saeed for not believing her? It's one of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it sounds crazy. It does sound crazy and far-fetched, but I feel like the only benefit to her would be when they do return and they see that they're actually not on the raft and they're here back on the island. Now they might look to Shannon and think, okay, you know what I mean? Like, she is telling the truth. But if she does tell Michael that she's been seeing Walt, he's going to be searching that whole camp and consistently just shouting him.
How much further to their camp?
A day, maybe more.
Damn it!
His shoulder looks well bad.
Just take a look at your shoulder.
What are you, a doctor?
A clinical psychologist.
It's bad, right?
Yeah, it's bad, but it's not real bad. It'll be okay.
Again, while we're doing this here, when there's a dryer in the hatch.
I don't like the hatch. Well, who needs a dryer when we've got sun and fresh air?
Do you guys know where Michael and Walt left the stuff that they didn't take with them on the raft?
I think there's stuff still on the beach.
Smell this. Okay?
Oh, she's trying to get him to
right?
smell it. Yeah, there we go.
Come on, get a good whiff. Good dog. Bye,
It's pretty
Walt.
clever, that, actually, from Shannon. Respect. Oh, Boone's grave, innit? Can't believe he died.
I know I woke you, and I'm so very, very sorry.
Yeah.
He's saying it's not wrapped tight enough.
Like the feeling of being constricted.
You know, I think everybody knows more about my baby than me. Charlie read me the riot act last night for waking me, mad as it made me. Turns out he was right. You know, it's like we're playing mum and dad to this baby. For all I know, Charlie could be some religious freak.
Yeah, I seriously doubt that.
Then why does he carry around a Virgin Mary statue?
How about that?
Well, he doesn't know that he knows what's in it, but obviously his mind probably just thinks about it.
Death sucks, doesn't it?
Look at his hair. It's not the same as last season.
Take him back.
Where'd the poster of Marky Mark go?
I'm 18, Boone.
Maybe after all this, you'll come visit me in New York.
I won't have to visit if I get that job at the Martha Graham Dance Company. I know it's like a 1 in 3,000 chance, but I might get it.
Have you two been getting along?
From day one, she resented my relationship with him.
See, right, I'm not gonna lie. When was it last season when she set Boone up for handing over money, pretending that she was getting beaten up, and I was disappointed with her in that one. I was. That was upsetting. I didn't like it. But I think at the time she was saying that his mum stole her dad's money. That's what I feel like she said. But if we go to this episode here, I'm not gonna lie, his mum gives her evils. She does, mate. She looks at her dead nasty all the time. I was thinking, like, did you see it then? She was crying and Boo went over to give her a hug. She was staring at them, giving them dirty looks. And I feel like in the hospital as well, she wasn't vibing with her. And the guy was like, does your daughter want to come? She's like, step daughter. You know what I mean? Like, just proper resentful, don't like her. And she said that she's always, you know, been upset with the relationship that she's had with her dad over, like, hers, which is just crazy as well, isn't it? Imagine that, like, somebody jealous that a father's got a better relationship with their kid over their spouse. It's crazy. So, kind of feeling a bit sorry for Shannon now.
We need a break.
5 minutes.
We have to cut inland.
They said their people were on the beach. If we keep
The
walking...
beach goes into a peninsula ahead.
You're doing this to get the cowboy back faster, aren't you? You would risk our lives to help him.
It's the only way out.
I can't believe he's still asleep.
Swaddling works every time.
Lot could be like a pretty cool granddad, wouldn't he? He actually would.
Hey, John just taught me a new trick. Swaddling.
I just came to take him so you could have your walk.
That's proper awkward, man. It actually is. All he's doing is being nice as well, so you can't be arsehole to him.
What?
Fine. Fine.
Shut up.
Can't talk at all?
If he talks, he's gonna get us all killed.
I thought they lived a day back that way.
How about you shut your mouth and get your buddy over here moving?
You want us to take you back with us? But
But you want me to keep quiet? Then you need to tell me why I have to.
They came the first night. They took 3 of us. Then they came back and took 9 more. Now we're moving through the jungle, their jungle, just so that you could save your little hick friend over here. So shut your mouth. Keep moving.
Right, so she just said that they took 3 and then they come back and then they took 9, so that's 12 plus 5 of them there. Obviously, I did the math, 17. That means obviously that woman said there was 23 of them, 6 are dead. That's what I'm assuming. I'm reckoning 6 have died, there's 17 left, 12 are taken, 5 are left. It'd be interesting, that, mate.
I know what it is to lose someone you care deeply about.
I saw Walt. Saeed.
Then why are we sitting at Boone's grave?
It came.
Ah, it's always cringy when someone stood there watching you waiting and then it goes wrong. Oh, she got in though.
You got it. I got it. Oh my God, you're going to New York.
Jack and Boone helped.
Oh my God. I will certainly do that. Sorry. My rent check bounced. You're like rich. My checks are bouncing.
Well, that's what happens when you make withdrawals and don't make deposits, Shannon. Your father and I had a living trust. Everything passed to me. You all have to work, Shannon.
I just got this really prestigious internship, and I'm not gonna make any money for a while, but I'm gonna be working like 16 hours a day.
This week, it's an internship. Last year, it was, what, in interior design? You'll never pay me back. You're on your own.
Ah, do you know what, right? I'm a little bit conflicted about last season. I feel sorry for the Boone being used in that scenario. But fucking go on, Shannon. I want to see you rinse her for as much money as you can. That's what I want to do. Like, anything, if you've not noticed already with the Michael and the Walt situation, anything with a parent and a kid kind of situation and people getting in the way, I hate it. Like a full-on passion merchant, hate it. And the fact is, there should be something in the law, which is, no matter what happens, even if there is no will, and I don't care if she said that they had this joint account that they all put their money into and all that, yeah? A percentage should always go to the kid. It should just be a set percent if there's no will drawn out. So, for example, my parents, obviously, luckily, both of them are alive, you know, may that be for as long as possible. But if something crazily happened and they both passed away, they wouldn't have a will because they're not old. Like, to me, they're not old enough to be considering wills yet. And you know what I mean? They're still young and traveling and doing whatever they want to do and working. But what I'm saying is, if they passed, I wouldn't expect their money to just be like, yeah, it's that person's. It'd be like, let's do a bit of common sense. You know what I'm saying? Children should have a set percentage, even if it's 10%. For example, if her dad was a millionaire like Hurley with 100 million, she'd get 10. You know what I mean? Like, this woman can't, like, I think prenup should be a thing, for everybody, and it should be mandatory. Like, I don't understand how somebody like his mum can marry her dad and acquire all his money when he passes, and she done nothing for it, and then she's saying to her, oh, I've never seen you work a day in your life, yet you just inherited all this guy's money and done nothing yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. So I'm starting to feel a little bit sorry for Shannon, if I'm being totally honest.
I hope you didn't get the wrong idea, seeing me with the baby. You and Claire are close, and I just wouldn't want to overstep my bounds.
She was going to give it up, you know, for adoption. She'd tell you that.
When I built the cradle, why do you ask?
Got a bit to learn about being a mum.
Now that's an interesting thing to say for a heroin addict.
Recovering addict.
I hope he is still recovering.
It's your turn.
I like this conversation, actually, how they both kind of hit each other head on, but I also like Locke. I feel like he just says the stuff that needs to be said.
I got it. I said I got it, man. Take a break.
You suddenly give a damn about me.
I feel like they're all struggling to, like, acknowledge that they're all friends.
Hey. I would have left you behind.
But, I see, he's disappointed in himself.
Good thing it ain't you.
I'm liking it, though. They're all struggling to acknowledge that they actually care for each other.
You want to stay, that's fine. But we're rolling out.
We can't just leave him, Anna.
Do you remember what happened to us? What they did to us?
I don't remember, Goodwin. And I'm really sorry about whatever happened to him, but I don't care. Can you help me make a stretcher?
I didn't ask you to follow
Oh, I'd be
me.
interested if they all bounce to each other.
Be out here alone and get lost or hurt.
I don't need your help, Saeed. I know he's out here somewhere. I saw Walt, and the raft is gone, and he is all alone.
You gotta get up that hill. I like that. That was a good team effort, all of that. Oh yeah, the girl with the headband, where's she gone?
Where's Cindy?
We stay together. We split up, we give them what they want.
You risked our lives to save him. He's already dead.
I want to know if the voices are actually them, and it's not them hearing them. Run, you can't run nowhere, can you? Can't believe she was just taken, actually. You know, the interesting thing is there is, and you know, I've been thinking loads of times, yeah, they found that bottle. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're not on the raft. Like, it could have fell off, man, the raft. I wouldn't say it was tiny, but it wasn't massive, was it? It was just bamboo, and it could have just rolled off. Like, yeah, a wave could have come, boom, lost it. It's not as if they had loads of compartments to hide anything. Like, I understand. Well, we know that the raft's been destroyed and they are on the island, and she is correct. But, you know, that's because we've seen it. But if I was on the island, my perspective would be, well, it could have just fell off. You know what I mean? And they've not even considered that once yet, even though she is right and it is destroyed and they're not there.
She said no. I guess she knew I asked for the money.
Can I crash at your place in New York for just a little while?
I'm leaving New York. She offered me a job.
Yo, his mum's doing it on purpose, man.
That's all I have right now, but my trust fund's gonna kick in at the end of the month.
I'm gonna figure out a way to make my own money.
But who knows when that's gonna be? Just take it.
Well, you don't think I can do it? Go work for your mother. I don't want it. Just
money.
take it, all right? I don't help you, want your money.
I actually feel sorry for Shannon. I really do. I feel like she's just been daylight robbed.
Shannon! Why don't you believe me? I need you to believe in me. I know. As soon as we get out of here, you're just gonna leave me.
I will never leave you. I love you.
You better add Saeed. You better add me, honestly. That'll be the worst time to lie, especially when she needs it the most. And she just poured it all out. Yes.
Do you see him?
What's Walt doing? Saeed get taken now. Oh, gun. I think it's Anna Lucia. Fuck. Been shot. I fucking knew it was you, Anna Lucia. I can't believe. Yo, Shannon better not be dead. I'd be actually pissed off, honestly. I really would be. I don't know why. Because she isn't even in like my top 5 characters, but I feel like the show hasn't done a great, and it hasn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I don't know, the show hasn't even utilised her properly, and I kind of feel like the way they portray the character, it's, some people couldn't take it, as in she's a proper moaner, and she's spoiled little brat, and here and there, do you know what I mean? But then, I don't know, you could have people like me who actually, I don't see it that way, to be honest. I see it as that she was young and scared at the start. You know what I mean? She was optimistic that people would come and save them, so she didn't really put the effort in. And then obviously she had the bickering with Boone, which is sibling rivalry and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It always happens. Everybody does that. And then obviously seeing the backstories now, money's been stolen by obviously Boone's mum, and then, you know, basically trying to get her to fend for herself, and everybody's calling her lazy and worthless. And, you know, even Boone said that as well, and he just drags him down. And I feel sorry for her, if I'm being totally honest. And it looks like she might have actually died now, which is a wound as well. I'm pretty fuming, if I'm being totally honest. Also, Walt's right next to Michael, somewhere in that vicinity, within a, like, 5-minute circle walk, he's there, somehow. And why is he just running up and down? And I like, if he's not there and that's not him, how are 2 people having the same vision? That's what I'm thinking. And like what I was trying to say before is the voices, are they people or what? Like, I don't understand. Like, I can hear the voices and I know it's people talking, but are people actually there in the trees whispering that pss, 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 all of them? Or is it the island mysterious crazy shit that's going on that's making everybody hear things? Do you know what I mean? Because a few people now have heard the voices, and I don't know if it's actual people talking that are right close to them or if it's not. Do you know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to find that one out as well. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You know, feel sorry for Shannon. Looks like she could have died. Who would have thought that, you know, 2 people that are kind of, let's call them main cast, because I would class them as main cast. The 2 that died would be siblings. You know what I mean? Boone and Shannon. And I wouldn't have expected both of them to die either way. They teased us once with Shannon already in the Boone episode when it looked like the creature from the island had killed her, and then it was just Boone seeing things, and it was like, you know what I mean? It was like Locke was trying to teach him a message that she was weighing him down, so to speak, and you know, he ended up getting killed a couple of episodes later, so it's like a bait and switch, and now her again. So, you know, I do feel sorry for her. Mad episode. You know, another interesting one is the Charlie and Claire situation. Now, Charlie's being friendly, he's being nice, and he is being like, I don't know, he's just being helpful, but also he's treating him like Aaron's his kid. But then I don't know how I feel on that one, because I actually don't feel like he's doing a bad thing, but I feel like because he's not the dad, I feel like he should acknowledge that Claire should be spending more time with the baby than him, and it should be Claire's final say and everything that kind of happens. You know what I mean? Right now, he's kind of like implementing himself, where his say is the final say, when it should be the mum, the true parent. But I don't have a problem with him being and spending as much time as he wants to with the baby. It's only beneficial. It takes a bit of time away from Claire. It helps her. She can, you know, go and do her walk like he was saying. But it's when he starts getting involved and like overruling Claire, that's where I kind of feel like it's awkward. Because like I could see in Claire's situations, like in certain times, like she's feeling like, that's my kid, not yours. Stop coming over and doing this, this and this. But then in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, but he's only trying to be helpful. And I don't know, man, it's conflicting. Obviously, I'm on Claire's side, is whatever she wants, that's what we should be doing. But I can see Charlie, you know, maybe looking after Aaron, he's taking his mind off the drugs. Do you know what I'm saying? It could be his type of therapy for it. And maybe if that is the case, and he opens up to Claire, it might help him. You know what I mean? Maybe if he said, look, mate, you know, prior to getting onto this island, I was a heroin addict. And do you know what I mean? Clearly on this island, there's no drugs, and I'm suffering. And basically, this helps me pass the time. Love spending time with him, put my life on the line for him, chased after Danielle to save him. Do you know what I mean? I'd let nothing happen to this baby. And the reason why I'm so involved is because, like I said, mate, all my spare time that I'm thinking about the drugs, I'm not. I'm being practical, and I'm having a good time and enjoying myself. Do you know what I mean? That could change your perspective on things, but it's when people don't know the full situations, that's when it starts to get tough. But I also like Locke. I feel like Locke confronts everybody, and he'll tell everybody what he's saying, do you know what I mean, and what he's feeling. Jack, Kate, you know, Sawyer, he's not really that bothered. He'll just express it. And what I like about him is I feel like he actually doesn't care what people's opinions are about him. I feel like if somebody didn't like him, he's not that bothered. If somebody says don't do this and he wants to, he'll go and do it. That's what I actually like about Locke. I'm not saying all the decisions that he makes are the best, but I do like that. Also, I said it once, I'll say it again. Is this the 6th episode? The spread, the cast, and the use of it this season is way better than the first one. Like, look how far into it we are. I know that we're about a quarter now into it, but Jack and Kate have been in it the same amount of time as probably Anna Lucia and Mr. Echo. And to me, that's great. That means that we're not focusing on certain people. We're giving a good spread. And I'm enjoying that variety more, if I'm being totally honest. I really, really am. I like how it's going. Now, again, I'm liking the kind of little meanings of the episodes as well. To be honest, like with Jack, when you look at his, he's like a perfectionist, and you know what I mean. When you have his backstory and it correlates to the episode that he's in, because the episode that he's in, he'll be flustered and he'll be like trying to get into the hatch, and he has to do it perfect. And that was like fixing Sarah. You know what I mean? He has to do it perfectly. And it's like, you look at the Hurley episode, he was like, I don't know. He didn't like it, the fact that he had all this responsibility with the money, and he kind of thought like people wanted stuff off of him. And then if you flip back to obviously the episode there, he was in charge of all the food in the bunker and people wanted it, and he felt like he was a bad person. Come all the way to the Shannon episode again, and her backstory is, you know, people don't believe in her. People say, you know, she can't do and fend things for herself. Do you know what I mean? Do you believe I could do this job? No, not really. I don't think you can. You've never done anything on your own before. Do you believe that waltz on this island? No, I don't. Do you know what I mean? And the episodes are correlating from the backstories into the presents, and I'm enjoying that. I think it's good. I'm liking what they're doing with it, so can't wait to see other people's stories and how we progress forward. That's where we currently are. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please smash the like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.